This project is for me some type of settling some unfinished business from my past. You see, I completely missed the Xbox 360 era. While everyone else was losing their minds over Halo 3 and Gears of War, I was doing other things. And this in my mind always felt like an experience I was simply missing out on. So I decided to fix that, and I went out and found the cheapest, most unwanted Xbox 360 in my local market. Now, this thing definitely lived a very difficult life. The plastic housing covered in scratches, and it looks like someone tried to pull its teeth out with pliers. And it has this electric error sticker. I mean, in what world is a sticker like that good news for any electronic device? Still, the seller was very persuasive. The ad said, ready for gaming. Works. Missing a piece but doesn't affect function. So, let's see if there is any life left in this old dog. I have the suspicion that there are things that the seller didn't report. But we will see. I always keep my expectations low with this type of buys. That way I can't disappoint it much. Alright, it powers on. The Xbox logo appears, which means we've dodged the infamous red ring of death. At least for now. This is a 2009 FAT model, one of the later revisions where Microsoft fixed many of the thermal issues that killed so many of these consoles early on.
Yeah, it's stuck. Look. It's definitely stuck.
I thought I'd dodge the bullet, but the DVD driver is struggling, definitely. It doesn't open. It's definitely trying, but something is holding it back. Maybe it is the belt, maybe a broken gear, or it's just got stuck temporarily because the delivery, who knows. Most people will call it a disappointing situation, but honestly, this type of moments are my bread and butter. Now look at this plastic. This front cover is definitely missing something that keeps the memory port tight. A small metal spring or something? I wonder where is it? Anyway, like I said earlier, taking things apart is a great hobby of mine. In times like this, I don't have to think about any BS, you feel me? Instead, I can reflect about very important things like do we really need all these latest and greatest electronic gadgets with billions of transistors, thousands cores, and all the AI driven ray tracing and path tracing and frame generation and the rest of the crap big tech industry is trying to sell? Do we really need all this stuff to have a good time? Maybe. I'm just saying, maybe the fun was never about owning the fastest PC or the 8K gaming console. Maybe it was always about curiosity, exploring stuff, enjoying the process of learning new things, taking things apart, figuring them out. Because you see, and this is how I personally remember gaming start, for me at least, back in 1986. God, this thing definitely doesn't want to open. You see, back then, without the crutch of photorealistic graphics that we have today, so developers in 80s and 90s had to rely on core mechanics, clever gameplay loops, captivating storytelling, stuff like that. And the jagged pixels in the monochrome CG monitor I had, and the primitive sounds that came out from my PC speaker were basic for me, an invitation for my imagination to do the rest. You see, to fill the gaps. The mind was the most powerful GPU we had back then playing video games. It was filling the gaps of those minimal pixels and beeping sounds to create epic worlds and amazing adventures. Today, the AAA industry seems obsessed with the cinematic cutscenes, 150 plus gigabyte 8K textures, as well with microtransactions and cloud gaming, expensive subscriptions. It seems to me that they definitely lost their way. In comparison, the Xbox 360 era was all about innovation. And I mean true innovation, not today's AI slob BS. Back then, Microsoft was literally fighting Sony's monopoly with everything they had: aggressive pricing cuts, building a superior online ecosystem, providing an easy to develop platform, and beating the PS3 launch by 12 months while snatching up from Sony exclusive IPs like Grand Theft Auto, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, and so on. Can you say the same about Microsoft's strategy today? Holy moly. By the way, this heatsink extension is one of the engineering improvements Microsoft introduced in later FATI models to mitigate the notorious red ring of death. This plastic piece is really fragile, so I have to be really careful with it. And here it is, the problematic component, the root of all of our problems. This console needs a serious cleaning. With this and that, I just remember something important which makes this entire disassembly feel a bit ridiculous. You see, most of these drives have a manual eject hole on the front. Sorry for my French. And with the help of a paper clip or something similar, you can bypass the stuck mechanism entirely. A pin of persuasion was all it needed. All the rest was just unnecessary, I guess. I believe now the DVD tray will open. Now that the DVD driver doesn't acting up anymore, one final question remains. Can it actually read discs? Here it is, a DVD media that seems readable. Let's try again. Let's try with another game. It tries to read and... nope. Nothing. Well, you know what they say. Sometimes, if you have fun, you ended up having even more fun. So here I am once more taking apart the DVD drive, this time to see what's really going on inside. By the way, I put the link for the awesome Xbox 360 disassembly guide I used to open my console in the description, if any of y'all want to check it out, I mean. Now, sometimes when you're taking apart electronics, you find things inside where they shouldn't be there. Like this metal piece that is stuck inside the laser mechanism. And it is so weird because I don't even know why it ended up here. Look, this metal spring was actually the missing piece from the front plastic cover, which basically kept the memory port tight. I don't know what happened and how this metal piece somehow ended up inside the DVD player. It's crazy if you think about it. I suspect this is the cause of our problem here. Honestly, if I just clean the laser lens and clear the dust out of the disc tray, I don't see why the DVD player shouldn't finally be able to read my games. Now that I have cleaned it as thoroughly as could, I think it's a good time to test it.
Okay. As you see, reading. We have also a 120 gigabyte disk drive. Can I? No, I can't. So, let's try out. Stuck? What's going on? Opening. Why you don't open? Okay. For some reason it doesn't open. It tries to open but doesn't. So let's do the thing.
So it seems the DVD tray got stuck again. It doesn't open even with the pin with the eject hole technique. So I am back to square one. Nothing appears broken inside to interfere negatively with the gears. Looking closely into the DVD tray, everything seems perfectly intact. No broken plastic teeth. Also, the gear seems undamaged. No loose pieces or broken fragments. Basically, there are no signs of hidden damage or broken fragments to excuse why the mechanism is getting stuck again and again. I can only suspect that there is something wrong with this old plastic band. Maybe that is the reason the tray has been acting up. So I believe this is the perfect excuse to change this with a new one bought for peanuts from Alice Express. It seemed to work fine. Let's place the tray back in its place. Everything shows it works smoothly this time. It passed the opening and closing test without any resistance. Let's hope when I put everything back together to keep this good behavior and function properly, so I don't have to reopen this cursed DVD player again. Now that I found in storage this nice forgotten Xbox controller, but once upon a time, not even I remember when did I buy this, but I'm pretty sure I bought it for an occasion like this. I mean, you never know when an Xbox 360 controller will be handy these days, right?
Okay. Open try. Works. Can it read? No. Can. Good try. I guess it was a good try. So now I have to find another solution.
2 weeks later, so I finally got this knockoff laser lens replacement, specifically for the fat Xbox 360 for about $2. It looks identical to what I suspect is the broken original one from my console, so that's a good thing. The instructions clearly state I must remove a small solder ball from the new laser's circuit board, probably to protect the delicate laser diode from static electricity during shipping or something similar. Nothing that requires more than a cheap soldering iron and a copper braid placed between the iron tip to absorb the solder. Easy stuff. It looks peachy to me. Disassembling the laser mechanism and swapping the new one in its place is straightforward procedure, even though it will take a while, so let's quickly skip over that part. As I already said, there is a link in the description that leads to the YouTube video I used to fix my Xbox 360. Huge shout out to Fastech for the amazing guide that even an idiot like me can follow. So let's hope this time this El Chipo fatty Xbox 360 from hell will be able to read my games. Third time and beater, as my wise elder said in my village. The moment of truth. Reading. Reading.
All right.
The FIFA 10 logo appears on the screen. Definitely success. It reads the disc like a champ.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Now this is the first time I have ever touched this title, okay? Beyond my limited knowledge about the Manchester United former player who appeared in the intro, I haven't really played a FIFA title since 1997. Oh my god. So it seems the game throws you into some type of training mode. I don't even know what the right buttons are. That definitely doesn't sound normal. Okay?
It's not good. That was not good. Okay, you know something? I really tried. I really fucking tried. I did.
So this beat-up Xbox 360 may not be able to read discs anymore, but it can still run games from the hard drive. And honestly, does it really matter that the console is a little bit broken? Does it matter that I never managed to fully fix it? Not really. If you think about it, the real gameplay and the actual story of any adventure is the journey itself, right? Not the destination. So, for me, the hours I spent tinkering and troubleshooting and learning how things work while chasing solutions are 1000 times more memorable than I had a brand new PS5 ready to play the latest and greatest titles. That's why I genuinely believe experiences like this, whether with old gaming consoles or used computer hardware, are one of the best ways to escape from the today's consumer fatigue driven by corporate interests and AI greediness. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know down in the comments what did the Xbox 360 era mean to you, and while you're at it, what do you think is wrong with my Xbox 360? Any little help will be greatly appreciated so I can finally get this thing fixed and make a part 2 video where I actually get to play some Xbox 360 games on this toothless old beauty. Until then, have a great one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.